folks, welcome back to our channel. My name is Nigel and this is my dad Roger. This is Offgrid Van Life, and today we have a very fun video that we are pretty excited about, something very unusual. But we are going to look at a vehicle that I've had my eyes on for a little while now, probably a month or so. Been eyeing them out, trying to figure stuff out, but yeah, if it works out, it's going to be quite an exciting project, as if we need another project on the go at the moment, but we're gonna go and we'll keep you guys posted and take you along. So let's go. So this is the latest potential project. Looking at one of these. This is a 4-wheel drive fire truck, and yeah, looking at potentially stripping out all of that stuff off the back there and building out an overlander. So looking pretty good.
Here comes the project.
And there we have it, folks. There is the new project. It's a fire truck. So this is a 1994 ex-fire service proper fire truck. Everything's actually still working on the back here. But yeah, it's funny when you tell people, yeah, I bought a fire truck to convert into a camper van. People are like, what? Like trying to get their heads around it. But there's a couple of reasons why I've done this option of getting a fire truck over sort of another vehicle. So the main one is I wanted something that was 4-wheel drive. I also needed and wanted something that was a little bit bigger because we travel with kids and the dog, so we needed a little bit more space as well. And to be honest, I just love it. My daily drive car is a 1994 Toyota Land Cruiser. So I love these older cars, sort of the lack of electrics and all that sort of stuff anyway. And when I saw these and took it for a test drive, I just fell in love with it. So it's a pretty epic vehicle. So it's a 1994 Mercedes 1120. It has a 6-liter 6-cylinder turbo diesel engine in it. 4-wheel drive, low range, diff lock. Has a winch on the front. Granted, the winch is fairly small, so I may upgrade that. But I mean, at least it would be helpful to get other people unstuck if you at the beach or whatever the case is. But yeah, I'm pretty stoked with how that looks. It's a beast. Going to take quite a bit of work, so we're going to obviously be pulling the back end here off and putting a box on there, a camper box, and building all that out. Have to build a subframe that has independent suspension from the chassis, but the opportunity for storage and water capacity and all that sort of stuff is pretty epic. So yeah, I'm stoked with it. We're going to be obviously removing all the blue lights so that we don't run into any problems with the fuzz or anything like that. I'm going to give you a bit of a walk around. So we have a winch on the front there. It's a 2,000 kilogram winch, so 2-ton winch, which is not too bad. I may end up upgrading it, but it depends. I mean, I think the 4-wheel drive capabilities on this thing is going to be so good that probably don't need to upgrade that or anything, but it's for when you're in a pinch or something, it'll probably be useful. Walk around here. So it's currently plated at 7.5 tons, which is fine. I've got my HGV class 2, so I can drive anything rigid up to, I think, 18 tons or something, so no problem there. Probably will end up changing the wheels and getting super singles, which is pretty common for overland builds. These are fairly narrow tires, and I'm also going to be looking at changing the double tires on the back, just because for a number of reasons. It'll help with fuel economy if there's just one tire on the back. And also, in terms of off-road capabilities, it's better if you just have a single tire on the back and you just have a single channel that both the front tire and the back tire run in. Because generally what will happen is the front tire will make your rut in sort of soft stuff, whether it's sand or mud or whatever, and it'll compact it a bit. And if you have your rear tire, one riding on the edge of the rut and the other one sort of falling into the rut, you lose traction. So from an off-road point of view, it's better to have a single tire on the back. And I also probably want slightly wider tires as well, just because these are fairly narrow, but they're not too bad. I might end up keeping them, we'll see. So yeah, it's got two 12-volt batteries in series under here. So the system on the truck is 24 volts, which is pretty good. I'm pleased with that. So it means that all of the electrics, including the lithium battery we put in here, will be a 24 volt system, and then we'll just have a step down transformer to actually change everything down to 12 volts for the camper electric, so like for the lights and USB and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, we'll look at changing these tires, as I said. All of this stuff on the back here is going to come off, so all of the fire stuff. So essentially that's bolted on. You can see under there is the chassis. It's bolted onto the chassis. I'm going to be removing it completely, lifting this off, and just flogging it probably for spare parts, because people buy these secondhand fire trucks quite a lot, so it'll be helpful for spare parts. So all of this will be going off. The camper build will extend a little bit further than this, so probably about 45 centimeters or so away from this, but it's not going to be as low as that. So like the top of the camper body is probably going to be here where my hand is, so a good sort of 1.5 to 2 feet from the bottom of this thing. So in terms of sort of exit approach from when you're coming down a hill or out of a dip or something like that, your exit approach is going to be pretty good still, because the sort of here is where the end of the camper body is going to be. So I'm pretty pleased with that. We'll just have to do a bit of work in terms of stuff like the diesel tank here is obviously built into the thing, the fire truck body, but that won't be too difficult to do. But I might actually end up moving the diesel tank, because currently the diesel tank is in the middle at the back, which is where I might want to put a spare tire. So I might get a side slung diesel tank to put somewhere like here or something like that. But in terms of opportunity, the bottom of the camper body is going to be about here, and I'm not going to be messing around with trying to make wheel arches around it and bend it around the wheel arches. I'm just going to have a flat bottom that sits here. It's going to be sitting a little bit higher, probably going to be about 1.5 feet above the cab, which is fine. I'll work something out, maybe put a solar panel or some sort of wind deflector to help with that. But I really don't want to be messing around with trying to build an arch into the camper body, because inevitably that just creates a world of challenges in terms of sealing it in and avoiding rot and all that sort of stuff. So I'd rather just have a flat bottom camper that just sits high, so that we don't have an issue with an exit angle when you're exiting holes and coming down hills, etc. So yeah, that's kind of, it's going to be sort of this height, and I'll work out a ladder system to actually get in and all that sort of good stuff. So yeah, that's kind of what it looks like on the outside. A lot of work to do, but I'll show you quickly what it looks like inside here. So all the sort of fire truck type stuff is in here. All of this partition here is going to be going out. I'm going to be pulling all of that out, opening it up a little bit. The idea being that we're going to have our kids sitting on the back bench here, so a couple of kids seats in here. We're going to cut a crawl through there, so remove all of that sort of fire truck gubbins there, remove it all, to cut a pass through into the back camper bit, tidy up stuff here. So all of this sort of stuff, all of this fire truck sort of paraphernalia is all going to be going and disappearing. Under these is storage, so that's pretty handy, and it's all closed in. Sometimes with these fire trucks, these boxes are actually open down to the chassis for some reason. That's pretty common, so it's quite nice that these are closed in. But we'll do a bit of work to make this a little bit more comfortable, put better seats on here, that sort of thing. But they've all got the seat belts, and so effectively you could actually seat 6 people in here legally with the seat belts that are already in here. But yeah, like I said, take all of this paraphernalia, all of this divider out here, probably put some sort of storage behind each of the front seats for stuff like the kids' toys and books and all that sort of stuff for when we're traveling, and basically just remove this whole internal divider here, because it takes up a lot of space and is unnecessary. Get all the electrics working. At the moment the lights don't work, that sort of thing. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased with how that's all looking. It's in great condition. I'll show you the front here quickly. So yeah, like I said, all of the divider coming out, like that thing there. If I climb up here quickly, that thing in the middle there is all part of the comms unit the old radio system for the fire service. So that's going to be coming out. I'm going to be taking that CB radio out because it's all linked into the fire service stuff that it's all stuff that I don't want. All of these sort of things we'll have to tidy up on the dash here. A fair amount of tidying up to do, but loads of potential. It's a 5-speed manual gearbox, 6-liter turbo diesel engine, and it has your low range, high range four-wheel drive there, and then it has your four-wheel drive engage, and then your rear diff lock. So it's got full rear diff lock, which is very handy. I think the off-road capabilities on this are going to be immense. It also has a PTO, which I'll have to look at disengaging because obviously I don't need a PTO, and that PTO runs the fire equipment on the back. But yeah, pretty pleased with it. All air braked and air assisted changing of gears and stuff like that. So it's all hydraulically driven with an air parking brake there, which is handy. Very good brakes and stopping ability. So yeah, pretty pleased with how that looks. So much potential. The jury's out as to how we're going to paint it. So I'm undecided. We may or we may not keep the cab red and then maybe a grey box or something like that. We may paint the cab grey or something, or green, maybe like a nice non-army colored green, like a sort of not turquoise but a darkish sort of more vibrant green than sort of your khaki green. So if anyone has any suggestions on colors, the options that we could think of for this, then please let us know. We'd love to hear in the comments any suggestions. But yeah, we may keep it sort of fire truck themed, but obviously removing all the blue lights and the fire and all that sort of stuff so that it doesn't get confused too much. Obviously the roof lights will come off and we'll probably replace that with a spotlight bar. I'm also probably keen to put a roof rack on there for extra storage and all that sort of stuff, although you can have loads of storage because I plan to put boxes underneath the camper body there, so loads of storage options there and water storage and all the things. So yeah, I am very stoked with this. But yeah, it's pretty epic. So stoked with it. I actually, this is one of my most exciting projects that I've done for a long time. So if you're interested in following what we do with it and how we get on, then hit that subscribe button, because I'm going to be posting videos and documenting the whole process, taking you through how we do things and what we do and all that sort of stuff. So if you're interested in following along the build of a ex-fire truck overlander camper, then make sure you follow. But yeah, thanks for watching and we'll see you in the next video. Cheers.